What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, how are ya? My name is 𝐿𝐴𝐶𝑠. Welcome to my Bridgerton. Oh my god, I did it again. Bridgeport? Yeah, okay. Welcome to my Bridgeport series with the Eleanor twins, who are the twins of Norma Jean of my Roaring Heights series. If you would like, I have a whole playlist dedicated to her and solely her and her very interesting yet sad and quick love life. So last episode we found out at the end, I left you guys on a cliffhanger with Peanut getting a moodlet saying missed of witnessing death, and he's the only one in the household who got that moodlet, and Boinky is missing, and also a lot of Graves is missing. I wanted to skip over because we ended with the during the day, or like the morning of last episode, and I wanted to fast forward to the night of Friday night of the episode. And Jane, we found Jane performing in a bar, which it doesn't really look crowded. Yeah, there's not really a lot of people here, and she feels kind of sad that there isn't a lot of people, but she is kind of nervous for her friend because she hasn't seen her friend in a day, well, the whole day, and usually she's there with the baby, you know, the evil baby. Yes, Boinky was pregnant and she delivered a baby named Jam. It's so cute, and he is the double spawn because he's evil and he's a Gemini. Look, hey, I have no hate against you guys, Gemini guys, y'all are so amazing. I have no hate in any zodiac, but they scare me. So yeah. So we're gonna press play, and I hope you guys enjoy Jane's performance because I think it's super cute. So Jane decided to come back home, and apparently when I came down to the house, tried to see what was going on because the baby, Jam, he was, or Jelly, I call the baby Jam. His name is Jelly, and it looks like Jelly was kind of like in a rut, and I did use a cheat because I was focused on Jane for most part of the beginning of the episode so we can see her perform, and we decided to go home, and Jane caught the boys in a little ruckus. Girly, what is going on? So it looks like Peanut's just like, dude, I don't know what's going on, but ever since we got here to Bridgeport, you have been up in arms, like just angry. And so the door rings, right? The doorbell rings, and Jane is like, I'll get the door. She just doesn't know what's going on, and Esther is at the door. We're going to greet Esther real quick while they're arguing, and he's like, no, Effie, go get the door. I'm not done with you. And he's like, what are you? Why are you attacking me? And he's like, I feel like Peanut knows a little bit something. Let me see something. So we are going to invite Esther in. We haven't seen Esther in a very, very long time, and I honestly want to invite her inside. So let's do that. Let's invite her inside, shall we? And then we're going to continue the argument with the boys. So let's do that. Get her inside. We're going to say, hey, Esther. Hi, it's weird seeing you here. And she's like, oh, hey, girly. He is kind of still emotional about Boinky, so something must have happened to Boinky, and he's gonna be like, dude, I don't know what is going on with you, but look. Oh my god, they're fighting. Oh my god, they're fighting. The boys are fighting. Period. Peanut won, even though I love Everett. Everett's just a mess right now. And so Jane, she's gonna come over her and she's gonna break up the fight, right? And she's gonna be like, look, I am sorry for what is happening. And Peanut's gonna be like, you don't think anything has changed? Where is your imaginary friend? Where is your friend? And she's like, look, it's weird for Boinky to be missing. And he's like, so you agree that she's missing? Boinky's missing. Everyone knows that Boinky is missing right now, and we're just sitting down, going to work and acting like everything's normal, and the vampire is in our house. So Jane is going to we're going to invite to join our conversation real quick. I never did this emotion before. That movie looked really interesting. It's the fact that she was watching a vampire movie and she herself is a vampire. So we're gonna be like, Esther, what did you come in here for? And Everett's gonna come in here as well and join the conversation a little bit. And he is kind of embarrassed that his best friend kind of like beat him up, but it's totally fine. And he's gonna be like, Esther, what are you doing here? And she's like, I really need to talk to you guys, all of you guys. And Esther is going to basically chop it up with everyone. Oh, let's invite him to the conversation because he's kind of heartbroken too. And I feel like Everett keeps avoiding. He's trying to like bother this parrot because he knows like the parrot doesn't need anyone. I feel like he's just trying to disassociate himself with what he's done. And we're gonna go back to Jane and Esther, but Esther's gonna be like, well, okay, hold on. And Jane is like, Vladimir is pissed. Vladimir is pissed about what? We don't have any ties with Vladimir. And she's going to be like, well, you may not have any ties with him, but brother does. And she's going to call over her brother and also Peanut. And she's going to ask him like, what was plot behind Vladimir and your agreement? And I like, honestly, if we could get them to like sit down together and talk, but I don't think we have any room to do any of that right now. So I want them to actually just sit down and just talk. I don't know, can they even sit down and talk? Because it looks like Esther just got scared a little bit and wanted to leave. Like, what is going on here? Let's invite inside because she's a vampire, so she has to get invited inside. I also feel like he's telling Esther. So of course they're kind of like mixed emotions or whatever, and he is crying about it. And I felt like Peanut is like, I knew you were up to no freaking good. What did you do with my Boinky? Like, where is she? Where is she, Everett? And Esther is going to be like, well, Peanut is living with Vladimir. Of course, they find this out because Esther decided to drop by and she just feels like they are in danger. And you're probably wondering, where is Estrella? And Estrella is at home and she basically just felt unsafe even trying to contact the Eleanor twins and their household, that they are in danger from Vladimir for some odd reason. You know what I'm saying? So she's going to ask Everett, what did you do? What did you do? Like, honestly, what did you do? What was your plan out of this? What were you trying to scheme up or cook up in your freaking plot of life? What was the end game? What did you want from this? And I don't know why, but she can't move for some odd reason. I feel like she's kind of freaked out knowing that he is the reason why Boinky is kind of gone. I don't know why she can't talk to him. I think because the family is shocked as well, that I don't know. I feel like there's a reason why they can't talk to him, and I feel like they're too shocked. They can't really do anything. But we are going to talk to Estrella if we can. If we can talk to her. Let's see if we can talk to her just a little bit. I also feel like because we can talk to Estrella, we're going to be like, what does he need me to do? Because he hasn't called me or anything. And he's like, oh, your little love bomber, she's good to go, I guess. Everett's going to be talking to Esther about the plans of what Vladimir promised him, and he's gonna be like, that's very selfish that you would even throw your best friend's woman away just for what, a lifetime that you couldn't get naturally. There's so many sins in this world, and that's why you hear him like just crying his heart out over and over and over again, because he knows that something is wrong with his wife, his fiance, his baby mama, his girlfriend, his woman, his best friend and only friend. And it sucks that that no one can really talk to. She needs to go home. Let's send her home because I don't want her sizzling. So we're gonna ask her to leave. Esther delivered the message that Vladimir is mad at Everett for some odd reason, and we're gonna figure that out right now. I love the pose that he's doing right now. It's so sassy. Everett just can't catch a break. So just when he wanted to visit Vladimir, he is no longer to be found, but Lotta Graves kissing another man that isn't Everett. So if you guys were here last episode, we went over the fact that Everett has built a close bond with Lotta Graves, but I truly believe that the only reason why he's built a close bond with Lotta Graves is because he's too desperate for Boinky's attention, right? You guys remember Boinky? Jane Effie's imaginary friend? Okay, we're getting somewhere. And so because she was the ghost that he wanted for Vladimir's bargaining dreams to come true, we turned a lot �10�10 into a person. And with that came some ordeals. �10�10 was sent to Vladimir, but not only �10�10, Boinky as well. And apparently Boinky is missing, and Everett decided to come by to talk to Vladimir, and he found this disappointment on his face. And he could not believe his eyes, because you guys can see here, if I can just fix my screen, �10�10 and him are in a romantic relationship. And so he just saw that happening and he is upset. This is Boinky and Peanut all over again in his face. Like, honestly, Everett doesn't deserve this. And Effie has been sent a romantic gram to sing for �10�10. This is just too messy and I love it. So I don't know where Boinky is. Supposedly Boinky is supposed to be here in this house, but she's nowhere to be found in this house. This sucks. So I just realized the person she was flirting with was Vladimir. Stop it right now. Vladimir and Lada did have a relationship with one another, an intimate relationship with one another. But Lada didn't tell Everett. No, Lada played the game. She played the game because, as you can tell right here, he is basically going off on her, right? And he's like, you cheated on me? Or are we not romantic? What are we? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Lada's like, I don't want to hear it. And I know I told you guys that I was going to give Lada a whole makeover, but I completely forgot. I'm not going to lie. Like, I had graduation and stuff like that to deal with my brothers. So I totally forgot to give Lada a makeover. Honestly, she looks perfect the way she is. And I will give her a makeover, but just not as soon as now. He's going to give a rude awakening to her, but being friends with her. And she's going to be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're so hooked on loving other people, and why are you not talking about how you wanted to take your best friend's mate away from him? And he's gonna be like, that's none of your business, Lada. Oh, but you feeling hurt because I am in love with Vladimir and not you, that's what we're going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she'd honestly say that. Like, she's just over him. She played the game very well. I'm gonna say that. And so now they're like arguing or whatever. And he's like, you know what, Lada, you're full of crap and I wish I never did any of this. And so he is going to talk to Vladimir. He's going to lash out on Vladimir, right? He's going to be like, you are the most evilest, lying person I have ever met. And he's going to mention about his vampirism. Remind you, Vladimir is one of the powerfulest vampires. And he is going to yell and ask him for Boinky. And he's gonna be like, dude, Boinky ain't even here. What are you talking about? And he's gonna be like, where is she? And he's like, you wanted her to be yours, and I simply made her into the image you wanted her to be. And he's like, I don't even know what that means, man. Where is Boinky? We had a deal. Where is he? Where is she? And he's gonna be like, oh, she's living her life to the Vida Locust, if that makes sense. And I think Vladimir's just walking away from him, but Everett's really trying to push him and bring him down. And it's just not working because Vladimir is kind of old. He's kind of ancient. He's very mature for his age. And he simply doesn't want to, anger him even more and like tear Everett apart and leave him for dead. And so I feel like he'd honestly kick Everett out and tell him just leave. The deal is complete. You got what you wanted. Leave. And it leaves Everett to this question of if he really is getting what he wanted. Is this really what he wanted? Was it selfish for him to want the family of his dreams, to want a family with Boinky? Did he really want everything Peanut had? And you know, part of him says, yeah, he does. He did. But now he has ruined his friendships with not only his sister, but his imaginary friend and everyone in this household over envy and jealousy. And so he goes back home and he simply just doesn't know what to do with himself. No one knows what to do with themselves. And he comes in, and usually Boinky's making food and stuff, but everyone's coming in and trying to make some stuff because Boinky's usually the main one who gets food for everybody. And sadly, Boinky just isn't available right now. She's nowhere to be found. And Vladimir just didn't give Everett a really good idea. And so Peanut, he's thinking he burnt the waffles, and he's like, Boinky would have murdered these waffles. Like, she would have done a A1 job at doing the waffle making and the cooking and stuff. And he's still heartbroken. Like, he has 14 hours until it's over. So we're gonna let Jelly out real quick, and he's eating his food. Everett, he's eating his food. And he's trying to talk to his sister, but his sister is just ignoring him right now and trying to get things done with her needs and wants. And we are gonna take her to the shower, honestly, or get her a little bubble bath going and get her to go to sleep. Then we're going to get Peanut to, I want to say, eat leftovers and use the bathroom afterwards, because that is a goal right now. And then we are going to get Everett to put the baby in the crib and also get him to use the bathroom while he still can before he like pees on himself, or he's going to do it now and just get it over with at this point. Then we're going to put Jelly to sleep, because that's what it's looking like for now on. So I'll be right back. Everett has gotten himself in a very sticky, messy, yet complicated relationship with everyone, including himself. And he's came to conclusion, or at least he's thinking of a conclusion, which is leaving Bridgeport, letting his twin sister thrive off of her singing career, and letting his imaginary friend grow happy with his 1-year-old toddler, Jelly. Let him reminisce on the memories him and his actual loved one Boinky has had together. Now Everett is just thinking this as he walks through the butterfly garden and sombers on the actions that have been placed due to his enviness, his jealousy of something he just simply can't have. After all, he did try to fall in love with a ghost and ended up realizing that this ghost was just using him to get closer to her own goal. And Everett starts to think just a little bit more, just a little while. Is he really just put on this earth to be used? And as he's thinking about the sad moment in his life right now, because he doesn't want to go home. He doesn't want to hear Peanut, his imaginary friend from the starting of his birth, his imaginary friend, cry his heart out because he missed his Boinky more than anyone else. He doesn't want to go home and see the disappointment of his twin sister's face, and he doesn't want to go home to a motherless child. So he has this idea, and he's thinking of forgiveness. But he's looking into the site, and he sees just something, and he sees his romantic interest, Lotta Graves. But not only does he see Lotta, he's picking up Raw, and he sees someone with red hair, dingy clothes, who looks confused and yet familiar. And it's the one, the only Boinky. Now, she looks very disheveled here, and it's kind of confusing. So Everett comes closer to her and sees that she looks very, very disheveled and confused. So he rushes over to her and taps her on the shoulder and says, Boinky? And she's like, hi. And he's like, oh my god, it's you. I'm so glad that it's you. I'm so glad to see you. I just thought that you, Vladimir, Lotta. And she's like, who? You must got me mistaken for someone else. Who do you think I am? You mean Lotta? Lotta is amazing. Vladimir, he is an amazing, amazing man. We go way back. And he's like, Effie goes way back. I and you go way back. Peanut go way back. And she's like, who are these people you're naming? Who are these people exactly? I don't know. I'm sorry. You must got me mixed up with someone, which is, my first time here in Bridgeport. A lot of people do that. A lot of people get me mixed up with a lot of people around here. It's so hilarious. I don't know who you are, honestly. And he's like, what happened to you? Why are your clothes like this? Do you know where you're at? And she's like, yeah, silly. I'm in Bridgeport. Yeah, I'm in Bridgeport. I know, I live here. I live in 98 something, you know what I'm saying? She's telling him everything, and yet they are just friends. She has no background. She has no memory of anything that they have created together. And even the memories that they even talk about with one another, she just does not recall. Everett is trying to know Boinky because she looks her outfit looks very disheveled, right? Like she looks like she got into a issue, like she ran into a clothing malfunction. I don't know. She looks disheveled. And so we are going to, I don't know if you guys watch the Butterfly Effect, but Everett is going to say, look, it's getting pretty dark out. Maybe I want to get something to eat. And she's like, you know what? I'm actually really hungry right now, and food, it would be amazing. And so they form a group, and Everett takes her to let's form this group real quick. And Everett takes her, let's take her to a diner, and let's just communicate from there and see where the night takes us, which it's not going to take us very far because he has figured that maybe Boinky has lost some kind of memory of them. And I'm going to leave the episode here for you guys to think about it. So I'll see you guys later in the next episode. It was nice playing with you guys and catching up with you guys. And honestly, I'm super stoked for what the next episode has in store. Bye!